Well, the Deputy Prime Minister defended the government's position. Labor officials are hopeful the double-digit unemployment rate, meantime, will level off to some degree as the pandemic wears off and more employees return to work. Director John Pinder is, however, pushing for more diversification of the economy and the coming on stream of new careers in various key industries.
Again, we talk about having miles and miles of ocean that not has been fished, but we have to try and encourage Bahamians to get into fishing. More Bahamians need to get into fishing. I think there's a huge opportunity there financially if we do it the right way, rather than having sardine and tuna can in some other part of the world shipped to the Bahamas. Maybe we have to look into more industries. I think that's where the money is, in creating industries that actually can process farming items, crops, process food coming out of the ocean, because for the most part there's much too much chemicals being forced into in preserving meat and food coming out of other parts of the world.
Pinder also spoke to the concern about employers who may use COVID-19 as reasons to reduce staff levels. He addressed further changes on the job, which must be adjusted through amendments.
I think one of the things that needs to happen in the Bahamas too, people need to be given consideration for their good years of service. You could be on the job for 20, 25 years and you never got any problems. You're a very good worker, but they could have one little disciplinary proceedings in the job contract that speaks to, let's say it speaks to you getting in a fault on the job, could be automatic dismissal. And somebody irritates you one day and you just push somebody. After 25 years of good service, because that's a major breach, you can end up losing your job and not being compensated for those 25 good years of service. So we need to look at these type of things too, and cause the private sector to have a little more compassion on the worker. A lot of the major breaches in these contracts need to be reviewed, and this insubordination thing needs to be reviewed, because they normally like to use insubordination when they don't get rid of a staff, because they don't have to pay you if you've been charged with any major breach, and insubordination is one of those things. So I think it'd be good for the private sector to sit with the government, and then we make some amendments to the Employment Act. We address some of these breaches that they have as major breaches, and not all the time a major breach has to go to the worst penalty. You can have several penalties for major breach. It could be demotion, it could be withholding of increment, it could be deduction in a salary, it could be suspension without pay, but they go straight to termination, especially if it's a good worker and get rid of. And some of the banking institutions will do this. Senior banking institutions will do stuff like that. One little breach or something like that, they get rid of it. And then we need to also cause the private sector to stop outsourcing Bahamian jobs to other Caribbean countries. Because it baffles me how we have some of these consultant people coming into some country trying to tell us how to better our economy, and their country economy ain't doing nothing.